Hey, soul family. So I have to say, this energy is off the charts. It is super intense, and we are approaching so close the next eclipse. And I can tell you that the last couple of days, I've been feeling energy downloads and activations that are going through me that feel so electric that my body is literally struggling. Um, and I'm not putting like a negative connotation on it. It's just requiring a bit more care, a bit more slowing down, a bit more relaxation. And today, before making this video, I was just feeling like this high intensity energy within me. And it's like electric, literally. And it was coming through again as anxiety. And it's always this invitation for me to, okay, what do I need? What do I need right now? And so I took my butt outside. I went for a walk and I was walking and I was feeling still like there was part of me that was like soaking in the nature and feeling it. And like there was another part of me that still felt like it was vibrating at the highest speed that was even possible, like stronger than I've ever felt before. And as I was coming back to the front of my building where I live, I heard clearly to go and put my hands on the tree that's in front of my window. And so I did that, and I stopped and I started breathing with the tree, and it slowed me down, and I could feel things starting to settle. And at the same time, as I could feel my own heartbeat settle and my nervous system settle, I could still feel the energy doing this. It's like my favorite little way of describing the energy. It's high speed, this energy, right? High vibration, high frequencies are coming in. They're upgrading us cosmically and activating us in ways that are beyond even our own understanding at this moment in time. And so the next message from being with this tree, because my energy hadn't fully settled, was to put my feet in the earth. And so I sat down on the grass, I took my shoes off, I put my feet in the earth, and it's a beautiful day here where I live right now. We just kind of got an upsurge in heat with the sun energy. So fortunate enough that it felt like almost like summertime today. But as I did this and as my feet were in the earth, I could just feel the electrical current release into the earth. And then I was calming down more and more and more. And I realized like how important it is at this time that we truly pay attention to what's going on within, because it can be so easy to get carried away by the energies and by the mental thought processes that are a result of whatever we're feeling inside of our bodies. So if we're feeling these intense energies and it comes forward as anxiety, our mind will start creating stories to validate that anxiety. And honestly, like in my life in this moment, if I look at this situation that I went through today and yesterday, I've had 2 days of having these experiences. And it's like there's nothing for me to be anxious about. I have nothing to be anxious about right now. So it's really interesting to be a witness to what is happening, you know? And all of these practices, all of these things that we can do to stabilize our energy field are going to be of great assistance, not only during this eclipse time, but as we continue to move through this ascension process. I say it and I say it again, again and again and again, that a meditation practice is a non-negotiable at this point in time. It really truly is. Some form of single pointed focus to bring you into the present moment, something to catalyze the expansion within your body to release all of the density, to release that electrical current so that you can be open to receive the light codes, the ascension codes, the higher frequencies that are coming into the planet. And this is going to help you to stabilize the energy. And sometimes it's going to take more than one thing. I do have a daily meditation practice and I do it super early in the morning before the sunrise. And that helps me. And I'm noticing this is actually what I'm noticing as I'm going to share this is that before that was enough and it would get me through. And maybe this is simply an eclipse time thing, but I can say that as I get through half of my day, it's kind of approaching that 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And typically, I believe in the Chinese Organ clock, that's when we are kind of at this reset point and our energy dips a little bit. And so it's an invitation to what do I need in this moment to help me to continue without going into that overdrive within my own system. So it's typically at around that time that my energy dips and then all these things start coming up again. So today I did do some breath work. It helped to stabilize. And then I could feel that energy was intense and I knew I needed a little bit of a discharge. So the breath was great to open me and to relax me from the internal state. Yet the amount of energy that was in me was requiring release on a different level with grounding with the earth. So creating that exchange of the electrical current. So the soil is a conductor and it's receiving, it's like pulling that current out of our bodies to ground us so that we can anchor our energy and feel completely safe within the body as we hold this higher frequency. And if you think about it, I've had this experience too. Maybe you have had a similar experience where when you're about to up level spiritually, you're about to break through some kind of barrier that you've been experiencing, whether it's in your life, in your business, in a relationship, and you're about to just come out and do something bigger than you've ever done before. And you're just kind of at that last bit of resistance that you're pushing up against. It's usually at that time where I've experienced personally what I always call the ego's last stand. It's like the ego gets stronger and louder and more in your face. And it's like the resistance feels stronger than it ever has. And then the moment that we let go, the moment that we choose to just move anyways, to take that courageous act of moving forward and through whatever that resistance is, on that other side, there's the liberation. And it's so freeing. Yet it's that point where the ego is so strong and we bump up against it. So it reminds me of this energy right now of the eclipse. It really truly does. It's like the energy is so high, the eclipse is here to shake things up. And we had our first eclipse almost 2 weeks ago. So we've been in this season, this window of shakeup within our life. And I made a video a while back about 6 symptoms of the eclipse season. And there was 2 polarities I talked about. There's excitement and there's anxiety. And I have to say, every day I've been feeling an abundance of excitement. And I've been feeling bliss and ecstasy, a lot of different feelings coming in that are really big and expansive. And then when I get into that state where, I'm riding that wave of excitement and I'm depleting my energy resources because I have a lot of output, then I get into that exhaustion. And then the exhaustion of my body starts to translate into anxiety, right? So then the anxiety starts to take over and it's another high energy. But at that point, my energy is like done. So that's when the extra care, the extra compassion, the extra self-love for the body is really, really important. So today's kind of a free flow share here on YouTube because it's like I just felt really called to share what I'm going through in my own experience, as I know other people that are in my world have been experiencing some similar different experiences, pressure in the head, energy around the head, and even anxiety, energy around the head. That's a big thing. So we are moving through these very massive transformational portals of time right now where we are being elevated and upgraded and releasing so much at such a quick pace, And so when we look at this next eclipse that's coming up, which is this Saturday, the 28th, so in Eastern Daylight Time, I looked at the time, I think it's around 5 something p.m.ish. I'll have to look again at the exact window of time when we go through this eclipse portal, right? This opening and closing of the eclipse, and it's a partial eclipse, and it's lunar. So lunar is reflective, it's inward, it's bringing us into that deeper state of our psyche and pulling that stuff up within the psyche. And it is a full moon, and a full moon is highlighting what is already at the surface. So it's highlighting whatever emotions we're feeling. So that's also coming in very strong as we're approaching Saturday. And it's like highlighting our feelings, highlighting our emotions, highlighting the state of our thoughts, right? And bringing more awareness to where we can course correct what is going on, where we need the shift and the requirement for us to change so that we come into alignment. And so one thing I can say is I'm not going to get too deep into this. This video will be coming soon. We went into a different direction today. But Taurus, the main themes that we're working with this upcoming lunar eclipse and full moon is Taurus energy. And Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is fixed. So it's the middle of a season. It's consistent. It's committed. And Taurus energy is all about our worth, our self-worth, how we feel about ourselves, how secure we are within ourselves. And it's about using our gifts, our talents, recognizing our gifts and talents and using them for the greater good and using them to create wealth for ourselves. So because Taurus is a very fixed earth sign, it's about anchoring in the wealth. It's about using what we have to give to create wealth on the earth. So it's very tangible, right? And so underlying this Taurus energy, we have the sun sign is in Scorpio right now. And Scorpio is all about connecting to our soul and being co-creative with the divine. It's the higher state of the sexual energy within us, which is co-creation. And it's co-creating with our soul in our sovereignty. And so we have these aspects coming together. So the Scorpio is supporting us to co-create and to really tap into that energy. And then Taurus is asking us to look at where we can be resourceful within our own self, where we see our self-worth, and are we willing to move forward and share abundantly, because Taurus is all about abundance, material abundance, creating abundance, abundance consciousness. And so there's a really big invitation to look right now where you are at on that polarity scale. Are you living in lack mentality and scarcity mindset? Are you living in poverty mindset? Are you in the victim consciousness, or are you seeing your true value and worth as a child of God, Goddess, as an emanation and an image and likeness of God? Are you seeing your worth as a sovereign being? Do you recognize your talents? What you are here to share with the world, share with your family, share with your community, share in your career, share at your job, your place of work. Are you seeing the value that you bring to the table? And this is the importance of this time, is to really tap into that. And if you're still holding on to that, I'm not good enough, are you still holding on to feeling that you somewhere inside yourself know you're worth more, but you're still charging less for fear that maybe somebody will not pay you what you're worth? It has nothing to do with the outside and what they will or won't do. It's about how you feel within yourself. If you're an entrepreneur and you raise your prices and no one's willing to pay you that new rate that you have put out, that's a reflection of you not believing that you are worth that. Even though there may be a part of you that feels you are worth it, there is somewhere in the background running in your consciousness that you are not worth it. And worth truly comes from connecting to knowing that you are an emanation of divine light. You are your divine power, your divine wisdom, your divine consciousness connected to that source energy. And the moment you can identify as the true nature of that, you open worlds of possibility. And your value that you give out will be received tenfold. It's really important now to look deep within the psyche of where you're holding yourself back, where you believe you're not worth it. And I want you to know you are worth it. We are here to be the living, breathing, shining examples of that consciousness. Call it what you will. Christ consciousness, universal consciousness, God, Goddess consciousness, light consciousness, pure consciousness. The name is irrelevant. The essence is what is important, and the embodiment is what we are being asked to rise into. And I'm going to leave this here. So this was a little bit of a free flow share today. And I thank you for being here, for shining your light, for being who you are in your truth. And I want to tell you to keep going. You're doing amazing. Keep going, keep going. Keep doing the inner work. And everyone will benefit that comes into your field the more that you clean up all the illusion that is within and come back into the remembrance and the truth of your own divine light. So I will be back very soon with more updates about this eclipse. I'm going to get more deep into all of the symbolism and the significance of the energies coming in. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you have anything that's coming up for you personally around this time, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. And I will see you very soon. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and have a beautiful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are at in the world. And I'll see you soon.